Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakbadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, today's title and topic is going to be, where is it here? Bear with me. Just had it. It's called Milk, Dietary Law, Unclean Animals. Alright, and you should be able to see that there. Alright, Milk, Dietary Law, Unclean Animals. Alright, and that's of course what we're talking about today. Alright, not unclean food, but unclean animals. There's no such thing as unclean food, because if it's unclean, guess what? It's not food. Alright, so we're going to hop over here. Alright, we're going to be reading through Leviticus chapter 11. We got a couple other things to touch on. Got this handy little app on the tablet. Alright, you can see here, I can control the whole, thing from here. I can move it all around, and it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll eventually do I used it before. I used to use this on my phone, but now I have it on the tablet. Just downloaded it just a minute ago to see if it would work better, but seems like it's working better than it used to. So let me grab a drink and let's hop right on in, alright? Alright, and Lord willing, you can hear me good. Move that around. Alright, so again, we're talking about dietary law. Things you can eat, things you can't eat. Of course, this is a milk lesson, so milk, we should get the milk scripture. Bear with me. I should have had it on deck. Where was it? Should have had it ready. Select it. Bear with me. Here it is. Alright, let's go over there and get it. Put it right here. Let's go ahead and type it in. Alright, this is 1 Peter 2:2. It reads, "As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." Alright, so as newborn babes, alright, and in this truth we are, when we first come into the truth, we are essentially newborn babies, alright, because, not that there's anything, such thing as newborn, alright, there's nothing new under the sun, and we live under the sun, right, we're under the sun, so that means we're not new either, but we're being as new, alright, because when you come into the truth, you're putting off the old man, you're putting on the new man, alright, you're becoming someone different. It's as if you're, reborn, alright. Christians, they call it, I'm a born-again Christian. Alright, well, in this truth, we don't call ourselves Christians, alright, but we essentially are being reborn, alright, in righteousness and not in wickedness, alright. So 1 Peter 2:2, again, says, "As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." Because, why do babies and all that stuff drink milk? To grow. Alright, why do little lambs drink milk? Because to grow, alright? And it's the same thing with this truth. Alright, you need to start out with the milk, alright, before you can go into the steak. If you give a baby steak, it's going to choke, alright? So that's why we start out with milk. That's why we call these lessons milk. Alright, because it's scriptural milk for the newborn babes that are just waking up, right? And it's also a good refresher course for the brothers and sisters that have been in this truth for some time now. Okay, so we're going to start off, again, of course, we're getting straight into it now. Alright, we're talking about dietary law. Alright, so this is Leviticus chapter 11. Leviticus chapter 11, and it reads, we're just going to start it from 1. We're just going to go through it, man. There's 47 scriptures. Alright, we might jump around a little bit, but regardless, we're going to get it. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 11, and it reads, "And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth." So he said, these are the beasts which ye shall eat. So there's a specific number of animals that you can eat, and there's a specific number of animals that you cannot eat. All right? And, Slakia, bear with me. So it says, continuing on verse 3, Slakia, it says, "Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat." Give me 1 minute. I need a disclaimer. Just letting you know I do have the camera on, so if you're going to be walking around. It says, "Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat." So there's stipulations. Let's look up the word stipulation. And I'm going to move this because I got to lean over it, and it's kind of annoying. So, what is stipulation? What's a stipulation? All right? A stipulation.
Stipulation.
One more time.
Stipulation.
All of a sudden my ears don't want to pop. Stipulation. A condition or requirement that is specified or demanded as part of an agreement. So there is a stipulation, there is a condition, all right? And those conditions are what? That whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. So it has to be all three of those things. It has to parteth the hoof, Salakia, it has to be cloven-footed, all right, and cheweth the cud, all right? Those are the stipulations. That's how it has to work. All right, for the most part, all right. There's certain bugs that we can eat too, but we're gonna get in on that. Okay, so let's get it. It says, verse 4. It says, "Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but not divideth the hoof, he is unclean to you." Okay, so that's a stipulation. Okay, that is a condition or requirement that is specified or demanded as part of an agreement. What is the agreement? The dietary law, the law that we're under. All right, so let's go look at a camel. All right, and we got to be very careful how we type this one out. We're going to say camel foot, all right, and not camel toe, right? So, and there we go. You got women, But camel foot, all right, that's what it looks like, all right. So it says, going back into 4, it says, "Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you." All right, and it's not all the way down the middle, all right. It's not all the way down the middle, as you can see, okay. What else? Here's some. See? It's completely different. That's not how it, And if you look at it, we'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. We'll leave that up. It says, "And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you." Let's look at the coney. All right. I guess this is it. I've never even heard of this animal, but, there you go. Can't eat them either. And they don't look like something you'd want to eat anyway, but, It says, "And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare," and I knew it wasn't speaking about a rabbit because it mentions hare. It says, "In the hare, rabbit," a hare is a rabbit, right? "Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you." Rabbits have these little paws, so they can't be eaten either. All right, a lot of people eat rabbit, but you can't be eating rabbit. All right, let's look up hare. So you saw it's a rabbit, so rabbit foot. All right, and not the charm, but actually, we can actually probably look up paw pad. There we go. And they don't really even have paw pads. They're like little toes, as you can see. That one's toes are all wet, but there you go. They don't really have, you know, they're just like little feet. Alright? So, and the hair, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. It says, and the swine, here's that one, Jake, listen here, and the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Let's look up swine in case you don't know, Jake. Oh, you're going to be upset about this one. Swine.
Swine.
A pig. What did swine mean? Alright. Any of the various stout-bodied, short-legged, omnivorous, aerodactyl animals, family Suidae, with a thick, bristly skin and long, flexible snout, especially a domesticated one descended from the wild boar. Ooh, look at that. What animal is called swine? Pig, wild or domestic swine, a mammal of the Suidae family. Alright, so it says anything from the Suidae. So let's look up what the hogs, pigs. Here's the whole family, right? Javelina, right? Can't have them either. Swine. If it looks like a pig, oinks like a pig, it's a pig, man. Okay, so anything in this family. Domestic pig, wild boar, Philippine warty, Javan warty pig, something warty pig. All the warty pigs, right? What else? A bearded pig, a river hog, a bush pig, a pygmy hog, a common warthog, a desert warthog, a giant forest hog, a golden barusia, or however they say it. What else do we got? All these. They all look like pigs, right, Jake? So you can't eat them. You can't have them. It's unclean. Alright, another thing that you can't have is javelina. Alright? Javelina. Can't have it. Because what is it? It's a pig. Alright? If you look it up, what's it going to say? They look similar to a wild boar. Alright? A peccary is a medium-sized, pig-like ungulate of the family Tysuidae, found in Central and South America, alright, Trinidad and the Caribbean, and in the southwestern area of North America. You get them a lot in Arizona, tons. Alright, and it's a pig, alright. They call them peccaries, alright, and they are a type of pig, alright, and they're pig-like. It says, oh, they're technically not a pig, alright. New World pigs, alright? They're from this family. New World pigs. Alright? Peccaries. That's a pig. Alright? Looks like a pig. Probably tastes like a pig. Alright? More than likely. Let's see. Javelina. Taste. It tastes a lot like pork. I wonder why. Probably because they're pork. Alright? So, continuing on, it says, and the swine, though he divided the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Can't have it, Jake. Can't have it. It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. It says, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, and in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses, an abomination. Alright, it says, whatsoever hath no fins, nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Here's another one you're not going to like, Jake. Here's another one. It's, check it out. Do catfish have scales? Catfish have scales. Oh, no, it says catfish have fins, but are absent of scales. Catfish. Alright. This right here is an abomination. You can't eat that. It doesn't even look like something you want to eat. Look how fucked up it looks. That doesn't look like something you want to eat. And it cleans the water, man. Alright, so it's a nasty abomination of a creature, man. You don't, it's just nasty. Don't eat it. Alright, you can't eat it. It doesn't have scales. It doesn't have scales. Okay, Jake? Can't eat it. Can't have it. It's gross. It's an abomination to you. It's unclean. Can't have it. Okay, you can't have pork and you can't have catfish. There's going to be more things that you don't like in here. Also, it says, whatsoever hath fin, scales in the water. Let's see, what else? It's in the water, right? Let's look up lobster. Now, does this have a fin? And does it have scales? No. No, it doesn't. So you can't eat it. What about this? Does this have fins and does it have scales? No. Can't eat it. How about, what's another one? Here we go. Another one, shrimp. Does this have fins and does it have scales? Nope. Can't have it. So no catfish. Alright. No shrimp. Alright. No, or prawns as they call them in England. Alright. No lobster, no crab, no shrimp. Alright. No crawdad. Alright. Can't have no crawdads. Right? Can't have them either. Can't have them either. What else can't you have? Octopus. Does this have scales and fins? Nope. Can't have it. Here's another one. Squid. Does this have fins and scales? Nope. Can't have it. Alright, so no squid, no octopus. Alright, no, none of that. Alright, no crab, no pork. Alright, none of those things. Okay, so let's continue on. It says, and these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. What is a fowl? Okay, what is a fowl?
Fowl.
A bird. Okay, so it's a bird. Alright, birds collectively. Alright, so bird. Okay, these are the birds that are abominable, right? It says they shall not be eaten. It says they are an abomination. Okay, so let's just start. Let's read it as the verse, the scripture says. It says, "And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, okay, the ossifrage, and the osprey." All right, let's look it up. So you can't have that. Now it's called the bearded vulture. Can't be eating no vulture, man. Okay. What else? The osprey. Okay. The osprey, however you want to say it. The osprey. There you go. Another type of hawk-looking creature. Can't have it. It says, "And the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the, cuckoo." What is this? Cuckoo. Can't have none of those. Alright. The nighthawk, raven, can't have it. It says, "And the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl." Can't have that. It says, "And the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat." Can't have bat either. It says, and another. So let's continue. It says, "All fowls that creep, going on all four, shall be an abomination unto you." So any fowls that creep, going on all four, you can't have. Okay. Let's see. Bat and the pterodactyl. Alright, there might be other certain things. Alright, where were we? Lost our place. There we are. So it says, "Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, and leap withal upon the earth." It says, and another thing, is it down here? Let me see. Bear with me. There's something I wanted to mention. Let me see. Alright, well, we'll come back to it. It says, "Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet to leap withal upon the earth." Okay, so now bugs. It says, "Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind," it's called a grasshopper, "and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind." So let's look up locusts, or locusts. So you can eat locusts, alright. You know, all these different types of locusts are fine, alright. What else can you have? You can have bald locust, beetles. There's plenty of beetles, different types of beetles. Okay. All different types of beetles out there. Alright. And the grasshopper after his kind. The grasshopper is like a locust anyway, but as you can see. So those are things you can eat. After his kind. It says, "But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you." Okay, and I want to double check because I don't think crickets fall into that category. Let me see. I'm not sure about crickets. I don't know if you can eat crickets. It says crickets are orthopteran insects that are related to bush crickets or more distantly to grasshoppers. So they're in the grass. They're distantly related to grasshoppers. I'm not sure about the lawfulness of crickets, and I just was curious because I know they look similar to grasshoppers. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask the elders or apostles about grasshoppers. I mean crickets. Let's see. Are crickets kosher? According to some interpreters, so you'd have to basically talk to the apostles about that. I'm not sure. Crickets are explicitly stated as being kosher in Leviticus 11 and 12. Did it say 11 and 12? 11 and 22. My bad. Locust. Yeah, so grasshopper. So the thing is, you have to figure out are crickets and the grasshopper, are crickets grasshopper? And then you have to go are crickets locusts? Or you could do, what bugs are considered locusts? So many grasshoppers. It talks about the Talmud, and we know that goes off. So, let's try to find it out. Let's try to deduce this. And this is what you can do. All right. This is also a good example to show you how you can find out if something is, indeed something you can have or not. All right. You can't always go off of like the Judaism kosher version because they go off too. All right. Some of them say duck. You can have duck and goose, and you can't have duck nor goose. They're not kosher. All right. What's going on, my? Got a piece of dust stuck in the mouse. It wasn't moving. Like a I don't know. I'm finding different variations, but I'm not necessarily finding any information about it. So you'd have to ask the apostles about that. That's something I might even ask because I'm curious about that. But so it mentions crickets, but I guess these are, there's some overlap. I'm not sure about katydids and, because they're called bush crickets. So you just have to, I don't know, we just have to figure it out. Ugly looking things, but, until then, I'd ask. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. They look a lot like locusts, but it doesn't. Nothing comes out and specifically says that they're in the locust family. I guess they have some overlap, as we were just reading, but I'm not sure. So that's further information is needed on the cricket. But all right, so we're gonna continue on. It says Continuing in 23, it says, "But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you." All right, so you can't eat spiders. All right, it says, "And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening." So if you touch the unclean things, you're unclean until the evening. It should be sundown, right? It says, "And whosoever beareth out of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be clean unto the even." It says, "The carcasses," don't need to scroll up so high. It says, "The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof, and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean." Okay, it says, "And whatsoever goes upon its paws," okay, if it has paws, cats, dogs, right, "among all manners of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcasses shall be unclean to the even." So if you have an animal, a cat or a dog die, all right, and you touch them and you have to, bring their body out back or bury them, whatever you do, you're unclean until the evening by doing so. All right. It says, "And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the evening. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth: the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them when they be dead shall be unclean until the evening." It says, "And upon whatsoever any of them when they are dead doth fall, it shall be unclean. Whether it be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water. It shall be unclean unto the evening, so it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel, wherein any of them that falleth, whatsoever is in it, shall be unclean, and ye shall break it." Let me grab another drink. All right, so continuing on, we got most of it. There's thinking like here's some other things. It says, if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean the even. All right, there's another thing that's in here. Well, we'll get we'll go to 42. It says, whatsoever, we'll start from 41. It says, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever go upon all four, and whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them shall ye not eat, they are an abomination. For they are an abomination, Slakia. It says, ye shall not make yourselves, Slakia. Had a little bit of coffee on the mustache hanging out. It says, ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby. For I am the Lord thy power. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt, to be your power. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beasts and of the fowl, and every living creature that moveth in the waters, and every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not, let me start over. To make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. So there you go. Alright, so let's go over here and get, and I missed a scripture, I wanted to be able to get it. Duck is unclean. Duck is not considered clean. See, that's what the duck is. It is considered a clean bird by the Jews, and that's why you don't believe them, because you can't have duck. All right. And then we go down here. It says duck is considered unclean according to because it's a bird of prey. All right. So can't eat geese and duck. Yeah, it says they're the same family as swans. So yeah, ducks, they're in the same family as swan. Because if we would have found out crickets were in the same family as grasshopper, it would have been fine. But that's why I was like, they're not showing up as being necessarily in the same family. Okay, so and that's that like what this guy says. Ducks are probably unclean since they're part of the same family as swan. If they're part of the same family as swans, they're unclean because it said you can't have swan. Okay, so if you look at swan, they look like a duck. Alright, so you can't have swans, can't have duck, can't have goose, can't have them. Oh, swan family. They're on what family? Ducks. Alright, so that shows you, proves it right there. Boom, can't have duck because it says you can't have swan, so you can't have duck. You can't have duck, you can't have goose. Alright, look at a goose. Okay, why is it that I look up goose and a fucking band comes up before the animal? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. They're probably shit. When do they come out? Formed in 2014. You know they're fucking garbage. Anyway, goose. This is a goose. Oh, Antidae are the biologic family of birds that include duck, geese, swans. Can't have them. Can't have them. See, there you go. Proved it. Boom. And that's all. Well, you can have it. It's kosher. It's fine. No, that's why you don't listen to those fucking, bent-nosed fucking small hat wearing fucks. All right, because if you end up doing that, they're gonna have you go off. Don't listen to what they have to say. All right. So, anyway, we might have to break this up into a couple different lessons. And I think my thing froze. Let's see. We still good? Looks like we're still good. Alright, let's see. There we go. Okay, it looks like we're back. Looks like we're back. Moving around, moving around. It likes to freeze, but it's fine on your end, but over here, it's giving me problems, man. Alright, so anyway, why are we doing this? Why are we keeping this? Because this is a law that was given. Alright, this is part of the law. Alright, and why are we keeping the law? Because John 14, one of the, many reasons, right? But John 14 and 15 says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And we love the Lord, so what are we going to do? Keep his commandments, right? The law is not done away with, alright? The law is in effect. We are under grace, okay? You know, but at the same time, if you love the Lord, wouldn't you keep his commandments? Because it says, if you love me, keep my commandments. You know, the law's done away with, we're under grace, you know, or not that part, not mocking the we're under grace part, but people saying, oh, the law's done away with. The law's not done away with. Okay, we're not necessarily, you know, under the law. We're under grace right now, but the law is not done away with. All right, as the scripture says, because we're not under the law but under grace, what then shall we sin willfully? You know, knowing this, you know, Yahweh forbid. Okay, you have these people. Oh no, we're not under the law. Don't need to do it. We're not under the law. We're not under the law. All right, and they use that as a justification so they can eat pork and crawdad and shrimp, and they can go and, you know, commit adultery, and they can go and do whatever the hell they want. That's what they do. And then really, why do they want to do those things? Because they don't love the Lord. John 14 and 15 says, if you love me, keep my commandments. If you love the Lord, they won't be a problem to you. But if you don't love the Lord, they're going to go, I don't want to do that. I want to eat pork, and I want. Well, it's not about what you want. It's about what the Lord wants. Okay, so stop being so goddamn selfish. All right? Micah 2 and 1 says, woe, and so here's another thing. Okay, we're going to touch on this, all right, and the being that we can't keep the law perfectly here in Babylon, all right, aka America, all right, we can't keep the law here because Esau does these fucking tactics, Esau being the so-called white man, all right, Esau does these tactics where they put, you know, for example, water bottles are made with pork, all right, so every time you drink out of a water bottle, you're ingesting pork, all right, and you're unclean, and they put pork in the water system. All right, so you know you can't you're pretty much unclean all the time. All right, and because of it, they keep us in a constant state of going off. All right, and the Lord knows this because we can't be perfect. That's why we can't keep the law perfectly here. All right, something I'm wearing right now isn't 100% cotton. All right, it's a mixed fabric somewhere. All right, and something you're wearing right now is a mixed fabric, more than likely. All right, and that's a law. That's a law right there. All right, you're not supposed to wear mixed fabrics, but a lot of the fabrics here in Babylon the Great are mixed. All right, because the 100% cotton is more expensive, right? So Micah 2 and 1 says, this is for those Edomites, right? And we're going to touch on it. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Now, it's in the power of their hand. Why? We got another one. The earth is given. Let's get it. Job 9 and 24, and it reads, once it loads, the internet's slow as hell right now. Job 9 and 24 reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who does this? Esau, Edom. He's in control right now. And what is he doing? He's devising iniquity. All right, and one of those ways that he devises iniquity, we're going to get it. Let's get Isaiah 10 and 1 real quick, though. Isaiah 10 and 1 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Alright, so let's finish it. In 10 and 2 it says, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. So going back, not only, you know, do they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they do all this wickedness. The other thing that they do is they decree unrighteous decree. Now, a decree is a law, right? They make unrighteous laws, wicked laws, okay? So we can go and reopen Micah 2 and 1, which says, woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Why is it in the power of their hands? Because the earth was given in the hand of the wicked. All right, and they cover the face of the judge thereof. They, oh no, we're the people, right? They do those things. They devise iniquity. All right, they make unrighteous decrees. Them are decreeing unrighteous decrees is part of them devising iniquity, right? So we wanted to get those two scriptures to show you that. Look at this. This is from CNN Health. All right, CNN.com. All right, I just looked up how many pounds of bugs allowed FDA. Now there's pounds of bugs, and rest assured that they're not just using, grasshoppers and beetles. They're using all sorts of unclean things, worms and all nasty shit. It says shocking filth legally allowed in your food. Did you know there can be 450 insect parts and 9 rodent hairs in every 16-ounce box of spaghetti? 16-ounce box. Let's see. I think that's how you spell it. That's a small ass fucking box. Okay? Here's 16 ounces. That's it. You ever seen those tiny little boxes? You know, that's a 16 ounce. How much can be in that? Let's go back. How much can be in that? 450 insect parts and 9 rodent hairs. Legally allowed. Just this little bundle right here. You know, just that little bundle. Everybody's seen that. I don't have one on me. I don't think we have any spaghetti, or I'd go and grab it and hold it up and then show you on the camera. You know, that's no bigger than probably this phone right here. All right, a box no bigger than this phone. All right, that much. You know, 450. You know, it's gonna be a little bit wider like this, but you know, 450 insect parts and 9 rodent hairs. I think it said, 450 insect parts and 9 rodent hairs. It says there's no way to get rid of all the creatures that might hitch a ride during the food processing chain, but the Food and Drug Administration has set some food defect standards to keep to a minimum. Okay? How about rodent dung in your coffee, maggots in your pizza sauce, mold in the jelly on your toast? Alright, there you go. It says, oh, and sorry, chocolate lovers, that dark, delicious bar you devoured might contain 30 or more insect parts and a sprinkling of rodent hair, called food defects. These are allowed. Alright, and it's not just allowed, they add those things. Alright, it says, dismembered insects can be found in many of our favorite spices as well. Crushed oregano, for example, contain 300 or more insect bits and about 2 rodent hairs for every 10 grams. 10 grams, man, that's not a lot. It says, to put that in context, a family-sized bottle of oregano is about 18 ounces or 510 grams. So you're probably getting, half that oregano is probably fucking animal shit and bug. Alright? So, that's all you need to know. That's an unrighteous decree. And it's not just, it's so we can be safe. No, they put that shit in there. Right? To keep us unclean. Right? So, Psalm 64 and 5 says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately, saying, who shall see them? Alright? It says in verse 6, this is talking about the secret counsel of the wicked, right? We're going to read it up. We're going to actually read it up from the start. Not from the start, but we're going to start from, we'll start from 1. Psalm 64 and 1, and this is the elites, right? Some would call it the Illuminati, but that's just a specific order of the elites, right? It says, verse 1, Psalm 64 and verse 1, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And if you don't know what a snare is, it's a trap. Not a snare drum, but a snare. Here you go. There you go. And they're fucking up that poor animal. Alright, and that's Esau for you. And that's a tapir right there. Alright. About to get messed up. It's just sad. Alright, this is a snare. And who do you see with it? Fucking Esau. Fucking Edomite. A stupid fucking cracker. That's who. Alright, or some gook. Alright. So, what is that? It's Cambodia, right? Yeah, Cambodia. There's some fucking gook or cracker. Alright? So, there you go. That's what it does. It traps the animal. Alright? And that's essentially what they want to do with us. They want us to look like that. Verse 5, Psalms chapter 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. Iniquity is sin upon sin, wickedness, right? They search out iniquities. Bear with me. It's like you. It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And that's what it's happened, and it's going to continue to happen. All right, the Most High shoots at them with the arrow, and then they're wounded, and then their own tongue falls upon themselves. All right, these small hats end up saying something that's revealing. All right, like a big revealing that happened recently was the whole situation with Kanye and Kyrie. All right, the whole situation with Kanye and Kyrie, saying, they're doing these things, and then Kanye said, these people control everything, and they can take you off the platform whenever they want. And they said, no, we don't, and they took him off the platform like a bunch of fucking idiots. And it was revealing, and a lot of people, that's when a lot of people started realizing, oh shit, these people fucking control everything. They revealed themselves. Now it's bigger than ever. These people that don't trust the small hats, don't trust them, blah blah blah, this that, don't trust them. White, regular Edomites are saying it. All right, Jake's saying it. Even Jake's, they're not even this truth. Now, the small hats control everything. The small hat, now they done revealed themselves, man, by doing that. Everyone did. As soon as they did that, they're like, holy shit, that's exactly what he said was going to happen, and it happened. They do control everything. All right, and these dumbasses revealed themselves, but it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because he wanted them to be revealed. They tried to do something wicked and demonize the truth. They tried to use that to demonize the truth, but guess what? The Most High switched around on them. There was a mass awakening of Israelites, and now they've been revealed. After that point, even outside of the Israelite community, the Hebrew Israelite community, out of our circle, right? On Ish people's videos, all right, there was more people saying, oh, you're a bunch of bullshitter, you're not the people, you control everything. How are you oppressed when you control everything? All right, and it's been revealing. These people are getting revealed, man. Okay, they're being revealed. Okay, so they do those things, all right, to make it to where, now,
look at you, you ate pork. Look at you, goyim, you ate pork. Now you're unclean.
And that's what they do, all right. And if we do anything like that, and eat unclean, something unclean, we wear a garment with mixed fabrics, all right, and we'll show you that is something true, all right. Deuteronomy 22:11 says, thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. So, there you go. That's a law. We're not supposed to do that. But we're breaking that because, that's what they put out there, all right? Unless you want to spend, quadruple the price for cotton. And guess what they do? They keep us down so we can't afford things. So, in James 2:10, we're under grace, but that doesn't mean we should just sin because we're under grace, man. Okay? So James 2:1 reads, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. Now, we should not eat pork. We should not eat goose. We should not eat fucking some random animal that will come to mind. Eel. We can't eat eel. We can't eat eel, right? Or octopus. Salaki, I couldn't think of a fucking animal at all. I'm like, what? An animal, an unclean animal, an eel, all right? A crawdad, a lobster. We shouldn't eat those things, right? We shouldn't eat those things. Why? Because the Lord said not to. All right, if we love him, we're going to keep his law, right? If we love him, we're going to keep his law, okay? Even if we're not under the law. All right, because guess what? If we keep those things, even though if I'm drinking this coffee right now that probably has a fucking rat hair or I don't know, some cockroach in it or something like that. Who knows? Whatever the fuck they allow to go into it. All right, Starbucks brand from a fucking Keurig cup, so you know that Starbucks, you know, all these companies are controlled by someone. Doesn't matter what you get. It doesn't matter if it's Starbucks. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, regular a Keurig brand coffee. It doesn't matter if it's. It doesn't matter if you go and it doesn't matter if you go over to Brazil and actually get the real coffee and grind it yourself. You want to know why? Because Esau goes around and sprays shit in the air, and it comes down on all the crops and on everything. And it's in the ground, man. It's in the ground. Alright, so that's not even good. It's tainted. It's fucked because they put chemicals and strychnine and fucking Agent Orange and all this crazy fucking weird shit. We don't use that anymore after Vietnam. They still use fucking, you know, they're still using probably some shit. They might not use Agent Orange necessarily. They use some shit worse than Agent Orange. We don't use Agent Orange. Alright, we use Agent Blue now, which is 30 times worse. You know, or whatever the fuck. There's probably already an Agent Blue. But, you know, these people, they're wicked, man. They're wicked. All right, and they love wickedness. That's what they do. It's their favorite thing to do. So, you know, but if we have any of those things, right, we went off. That's why we're not necessarily under the law. We're under grace. But that doesn't mean that we can just break the law because we're not under the law, but we're under grace, right? We're going to read it. Romans 6:14-15 says, "For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under the grace." We're not under the law. Does it say the law is done away with? No. It doesn't say the law is done away with. It says you are not under the law. It doesn't say the law is not done. It doesn't say the law is done away with. It says ye are not under the law, right? For ye are not under the law, but under grace. Let me start over. Verse 14, Romans 6:14. "For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin?" What is sin? Transgression of the law. Let's get it. It says, 1 John 3:4, "Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law." Sin is transgressing the law. What is sin? Breaking the law. All right? That's what sin is. And it says, starting from 14 again, Romans 6:14, "For sin," breaking the law, "shall not have dominion over you, for you are not under the law, but under grace." What then? Shall we sin? Shall we break the law because we're not under the law, but under grace? Yahweh forbid. So we can no. You know, as it says, you know, Yahweh forbid. No, don't do it. He forbids it. The Most High forbids it. Don't do it. Okay? We're not under the law, but under grace. But does that mean we can just sin and eat pork and eat crawdads and do all this? No, it doesn't. We're under grace. And if you love the Lord, you're going to keep His commandment. So if you take this, we're under grace, I'm going to go and eat this, and that, so that's just showing you don't love the Lord. Because if you love the Lord, you'd keep His commandments. And a lot of Jake just doesn't love the Lord. All right, that's just a simple fact. Okay, so that's been the lesson. What's the exact title of the lesson? The exact title of the lesson is Milk, Dietary Law, Unclean Animals. All right, as you can see. What's that? No, I thought that was my package delivering. Milk, Dietary Law, Unclean Animals. Okay? That's it. All right? That's it. That's the dietary law. Unclean animals. Unclean means don't eat. Don't put in mouth, Jake. Bad, you know? Put it in fucking simpleton terms, you know, like Esau speak. Do not eat. Bad. Bad food. No eat. You know? Fucking don't do it. Don't eat crawdads. Don't eat pork. Don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster. Anything that was on that list, all right, or if it falls in that list and it's not necessarily on that list, there are things. If it's cloven footed, all right, cloven footed, it chew with the cud, right? There's a specific, you know, order that if it's not in there, well, for example, fish, all right, it doesn't mention catfish. Did it say catfish? If I look up right now, catfish, it's not going to be in the Bible. Catfish. It's not in the Bible. No results. All right? It's not in the Bible. But if I look up scales, all right, whatsoever, Leviticus 11:12, whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the water, that shall be an abomination unto you. And what doesn't have scales? Catfish. There you go. What doesn't have scales? Sharks. Okay? So you can't eat those things. You can't eat them. Okay? And then so you can use, Leviticus 11 and the whole chapter, right, to see, is this unclean? Is it not unclean? All right, and if you still can't figure it out, you can ask the apostles. All right, the elders and apostles, a great millstone, right? That's who you can ask. Okay, for example, like I want to ask about the whole crickets because Esau, you don't know about Esau's their science. All right, now it's saying they're in the family. Now they look a lot like grasshoppers, but we need more information on that and see what they have a deeper scriptural knowledge. So maybe they'll be able to say, can you have crickets or not? So until then, we don't know, so we just don't eat them. All right, and it's not like anybody's in a hurry. Dang, man, I was just about to eat this bowl of crickets. Oh man, no one's in a hurry to eat no crickets. All right, so again, Leviticus 11 has the dietary law. You can use that to to find out if what you can eat, if you can eat it or not. Can you eat it? No. Or can you eat it? Yes. That's how you can do it through Leviticus 11. All right, the Most High gave us these the scriptures so we can find out these things, right? But with that's been the lesson. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, leave it down in the comments below, and Lord willing, I'll try to get to it. All right, so with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you, Akim and Akwat out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.